Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech. The
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good
good,
morning.
good morning, good morning. Before we even get into it, we have Oris in the building. Good morning, Oris. So glad to have you with us. We got Tech Coach Ralph in the building as well. Thank you so much for rocking with us. We definitely appreciate it.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. And so yeah, it's been a quite the weekend. The weather is warming up all around. I'm very happy about that. Before Teko's route gets to it, let's talk about your hat, brother. I see you got the Marlins up in there.
Yeah, South Beach vibes. Got the South Beach Marlin hat, I don't know who is it? Oh, New
It-
Era. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, man. I found it at the back of the closet. I was like, oh man, I ain't worn this in a couple years. Let's get this back in rotation.
oh, nice. And we got Mitch in the building as well. He said, "Good morning, good morning from Mitch, up in the building." Yeah, man. And actually, so funny because I know Trey is from the South Beach area, so he's like, "Hey, I like that. I like that." Yeah. I'm sorry, not Trey. I'm gonna take Coach Ralph. He's from the South Beach area, so that this works in tandem with him. So I know he's excited about that. Oh man, listen, y'all. Before we get started, we're gonna get into this weekend, but go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share this out. It's been a long week in many regards. For me personally, busy with work and busy trying to get some things together. Uh, but right now, I'm laughing at Teko's rap as well. He's a light flex with the back of the closet. Like, listen, I got
Nah,
some things to spare.
nah. No, man, sometimes you just like forget about certain things, and then all of a sudden they just pop up out of nowhere, and you're like, oh man, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you gotta dust it off, right?
Yeah.
Put it back on and get to it. No,
Now I will say the light is doing it justice now because it is a little dirty. If I zoom in on here, you be like, oh yeah, he had that for a few years. He done sweated out in that one.
that is funny. Well, hey, listen, hats are supposed to be worn, right? But
Oh, that's
before
for
we
sure.
get trade closet is two stories. He said, Mitch said trade closet is two stories.
No, I wish.
Well, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about the weekend, brother. How was your weekend? How was it
Uh,
going?
Man, my weekend was a little bit like yours, man. I spent a lot of it actually working. It's just a little bit of work to get done, and so spent most majority of it just trying to get that stuff done. And yeah, Saturday though, I will say one of my I had two cousins graduated from high school, so I had to show up there, and luckily it was from the same school, so I didn't have to zoom around the city trying to get to one or the other. But yeah, just spent time with family there, celebrating them on that accomplishment. Um, Let me see. Oh, then that evening, Saturday evening, there was a graduation party for a family friend that I told I would come through, and so popped in there. Um, Crazy full day Saturday, man, and so that's why Sunday after church I just had to kind of lock in for literally probably about 5 6 hours, um, trying to lock in because I got some meetings today that I need to prepare for. Y'all, you know how it is, man, and get some stuff in order. But other than that, it was pretty solid weekend. It was raining like crazy,
Mm.
so I don't think it's over. Like Saturday it was raining a bit. Sunday it rained a bit. Saturday it didn't rain, but hopefully that's over. But it's still hot, so it's real steamy down here. I'll say it like that.
Yeah. You get that humidity. You're like, oh
Yeah,
wait.
man.
It feels like a different world, especially I kind of assuming that you're used to the dry heat over there, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's like the way it feels right now is like normally Houston territory. So
Mm.
yeah, you step outside, all of this is just is smoked up.
Foggy. Yo,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna tell you a fun story when I was a kid. Back in the
yeah,
day,
yeah.
I was a little chub. Well, I still am chubby. But I was a husky kid growing up, and then I used to wear those big. You remember those big North Face jackets?
Yeah,
Um,
bro.
and I used to have the hoodie
What
on, and
The Gore-Tex joint?
oh man, the bubbles. It was just I was like the Michelin man out there, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
literally when it's like extremely like when it's cold, and then I have my hoodie on, I just take my hoodie off. I see smoke rise, just like literal
God,
smoke,
dog.
just rise
Coming off the
from it.
coming off the dome.
Yeah, man. So when you said that, I was like, oh, this reminds me of those days.
Yeah, man.
I, I don't know if anybody else experienced that growing up, where you had your hoodie on and then all of a sudden you take it off, or a hat or whatever, and in the cool time and start smoking. You're like, oh snap! I feel like a superhero now. I don't know why, or a villain, depending on how you grew up. But we
For
got
real.
we got Operation Tech take over the buildings at Police and Blessings family.
Good morning.
Yeah, he says, congrats to them for graduating. Tech Coach Ralph says, and that he also says, like, when you find $20 in the pocket you haven't worn in 3 months. That's
Man,
how
that's
you
it. That's exactly what it's like, man. You pull that thing out, you like, oh snap, a gift from me.
to me, to the future
Yeah,
me, a gift from past me to future me.
yeah,
Oh
man.
man. Yes, sir. And I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Like I said before, if you could go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. As always, it does our hearts well, but it does the channel even better. And I wanted to ask this question because I thought it was a very interesting one. The question of the morning is, what is the most unusual job you have heard of? That is a very interesting question for me. I'm trying
It
to think
is.
of it
It
right
is.
now.
Well, while they're thinking of that and putting it in, man, how was your weekend, man? You didn't tell us.
Oh, I
You
didn't tell
trying to
you. I felt
skimp
like I
out? No,
did.
you trying to skimp out, man.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to skimp out. So for me, the weekend it felt like a blur, but it was a lot of preparation because, and this is another thing too. Saturday morning, I didn't get a chance to like get a show together and stuff like that. I had an old episode that I recorded that I put out. I was like, dang, this is it's kind of dated, but let me put out something because my wife and I are having a baby, as some of you may know already. And when I say having a baby, I mean any day now. So I had
Yeah,
to make some proper adjustments there, switch some things around. I'm gonna try to see if I can get an episode next week, but literally the baby could come anytime. So if for whatever reason you see see actually nothing happen next week, you probably know why. It's because the baby is here. So my mother is coming in this week, which I'm very excited about. Thank you so much, Tech Coach Round, baby number 10.
uh,
Oh no, this is not that far, but it's far enough right now. Orisa, congratulations. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So we were getting some things ready. I had to like kind of run around and do stuff. And you know what I realized is that in the this grind of being providing content and doing all this different stuff, you can't forget what the main thing is, and that's the family and making sure that we're good. So busy for the next couple of weeks, but hopefully once the dust settles, I'll be back in the saddle. I'll officially say it or not if I'm going to put a hiatus on those streams because it is only an hour or so, but the preparation behind the scenes stuff takes a lot more time. Anyway, that was that was Saturday. Sunday was a bit of the same, like you, except for without the graduation portion of it. But really trying to get a hold on this week and try to get things going. So, yeah, yeah. Listen, if that's what you want, let that happen, brother. Let that happen.
yeah, for real.
Yeah, let that happen. If that's what you want to do, let that happen. So, in regards to, let's see here. I don't think something happened to my. I don't know. Do you hear anything there, brother, or is it just me?
No, you good over
Okay,
here.
good. All right.
Yeah.
So, in regards to the question that we had there, it says, "What is the most unusual job you have heard of? What is the most unusual job you have heard of?"
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would say you got. Yeah, I used to watch that show with Dirtiest Jobs, right? And there was some pretty
Yeah.
interesting ones that popped up there. But as far as uh, unusual jobs, I mean, you
Yeah.
got there are people who get paid to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's pretty unusual. They
Yeah.
I think they get to go around to hotels, so that's like the different hotels hire them to sleep and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool and unusual. Uh, then you got oh wait, Tech Coach Ralph said it is a sound. Maybe it's Trey. Let me see. Maybe it's me. Let me hold on now.
Let me see. Yeah, sounds good now. Yeah. I was wondering if it was me. Yeah, we're
Oh,
good now.
it says something. Okay, okay. But yeah, yeah, I would say that or dog food tasters.
Dog food tastes like humans tasting
People,
dog food.
yeah, people who get paid to eat dog food. Which reminds
Uh
me of, have y'all ever seen Soul Man? It was like with Bernie Mac and Samuel L. Jackson.
oh.
In one of the
I'm a
scenes, Samuel L.
soul
Jackson was
man.
eating one of oh, he was eating dog food in one of the scenes.
Yeah. Oh man, now that's gonna be to go to the archives and see if we can find that movie because I don't remember that scene, but
Yeah, yeah,
I can imagine.
it was definitely before Bernie died, but man, it was a pretty funny movie to say the least.
Yeah, man. Thank you for everyone for finding that sound. By the way, I thought it was just me. I was like, maybe I'm bugging today. But
Nah,
that's
you should
pretty.
have said it.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for doing that. But yeah, I was thinking about two things. I was thinking like back in the day, like biblical times when they had people like literally taste, going to the
Yeah.
food, like taste stuff. If you're a taster, you're gonna taste the
Before
food
the
for the king.
king,
You gonna taste
yeah,
this, and if you die, you did your job well. So it's a very, it's a very high reward. But then also kind of going back to the sleeping thing, and somebody said it, professional cuddler. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like literally, people hire people to get into bed with them and cuddle. And I've
that's
always
wild.
felt very interested about. I've always felt very kind of like wow, like about that. Like I mean, like you're literally in a bed with somebody else, a stranger, or and you cuddle. Uh, I don't know. I never know how I felt about that. Uh, has
That's a wild one, bro.
has anybody had a professional cuddler before? Let me know in the comment section. Don't be embarrassed. Let it be known. I just want to know how your experience was because I thought about that. I was like, first of all, how much they get paid for that?
I didn't know. Yeah, I
Second,
didn't know you could get paid for that mess, man. That's wild.
and secondly, like, what are like the consent? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in that one. Uh, so thank you OTTO for catching that. Techo Drow said cuddling people have done a lot worse. A
That
lot
hey,
worse.
hey, big facts.
Bitch, and Ralph did. Ralph actually joined. He did that. Let me know what other professions y'all know about in the comment section because I'm very interested in to find out more about what is going on in that world. Just plead the fifth. They watch the show. That's a good point. Everybody watches. People that we don't know watch the show, right? So I plead the fifth. I have never been a quote unquote professional cuddler or have been in the use of services of a professional cuddler.
And
Or
I don't know why, but that made me think about that movie that I can't think of the name of it right now, but Kevin Hart did it. He was a professional, like I guess he did what groomsman. He was a grooms, like the professional best man or something like that. So he would
oh
just
yeah,
come up to and be a best man for different types of weddings. I can't think of the name of the movie, but I
I
mean,
li-
you
I
just
like
it's
that
stuff you
idea.
don't think about. It's just stuff you don't think about. It's like, man, like,
He said try to be a big spoon. I mean, listen, I'm
oh
trying.
no,
I'll be like a knife in that set. I'll be like stiff. Like I'm good. You don't got to touch me. You can spoon the fork. Well, I'm over here being a knife. Leave me alone. I don't know how I
that's
feel about
wild.
physical touch in certain areas. Just that's just me personally.
That's
But
wild.
yeah, yeah. As personally, I just like I don't know. But yeah, man. If y'all know any other professions where you're like, listen, this is unusual, to say the least. Let us know in the comments section below. It's because a lot of times we see, like you said, in movies, we see these very unusual things that are actually a mirror of real life. And that's one of the things we want to talk about today is a movie called Atlas. Is that Atlas a mirror of the future? And I'm gonna let you take it away because you actually still got a chance to see the movie, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on it, brother.
Yeah, man. I wanted to know if anybody else got to watch that this weekend. But yeah, the movie Atlas, it was a movie that Jennifer Lopez, she starred in out of her normal, like, rom-com type stuff. She switched it up with us with the sci-fi action. And basically it just to give a little background, it dives into AI, right? So it's like one of the big AI movies now that has popped up with basically the AI and the potential consequences of having advanced AI systems, not like iRobot, but in a way, kind of still pushing forward towards like, hey, this is what it could be. And so basically, it is a sci-fi film. It is centered around Atlas, who is Jennifer Lopez, and basically they're talking about the war side of AI, right? Like we're talking military grade AI that's designed specifically for combat, and then the storyline then takes that and it raises the opportunity for threats, but the threat is AI. So now you have
Mm.
military grade AI, and then the threat of AI that is the brain. And so basically, she's on a mission to try and go basically save Earth from a rogue AI that has, kind of went on by itself and grown a whole army, and now she has to go in with nothing with what she knows. Well, she knows a whole lot about the AI that is doing this because she grew up with it. Spoiler. But she has to go in as the only person who really knows how this AI thinks and try and go, save the world, so to speak. And so yeah, they got to go through all the stuff. But anyways, I think personally, I think it will be. Some people will be talking about it um, over this weekend, and maybe Monday, Tuesday at work. If you're in sales, you might have an opportunity to speak about it while you're building rapport. But after that, I don't know if it's going to like really be the talk like that. If I don't know how to put it, like it was pretty good to me, but I'm easy, right? I know there's probably a lot of people who are like, this this got me for a little bit of time here, or they didn't really get to really do what they could have with it. But it was pretty solid in my eyes. It gave a different take, but same storyline as normal. Like I could tell that the main robot, military grade robot, was going to probably die or something. But they found a way to get it, get it going and get it done. So yeah, I don't know. It wasn't terrible. It was pretty good, bro. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and I got Oris in the. She's saying I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm with you, Oris. I was planning to watch it this week. In fact, Trey reached out to me and said, "Hey, listen, brother, you got to watch this. You got to check out this movie." And I'm like, "Okay, bet."
Yeah, I was like,
And so,
yeah,
and so I was like, "Let me do it." And the day got with me. The days, it was a very hectic week at work. And so I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did do some research on it, and I do have some stuff to say. But listen, have you watched the movie, y'all? Let us know in the chat if you have watched the movie already. Let us know if you're planning to watch the movie. Let us know if you're like, nah, I don't really care to see J Lo fighting robots. Let us know in the comment section below. We want to know your thoughts. But here are some themes
literally,
that, yeah, here are some themes though that I thought would be interesting to talk about doing my quick research on this particular movie. And again, I'm not gonna try to go into too much depth because I don't want to spoil the movie for you if you plan to watch it. But I put the
same.
spoiler alert just in case it's a little bit too much information. But basically, a couple of themes: the ethical dilemmas of AI. Right? We could talk about AI in general, you know,
Hmm.
and we always say this: whoever's behind the development of the technology, there's going to be some kind of bias attached to it, and that's why it's important for a diverse group of people to be working on technology so that it's actually learning from various groups in regards to how it's thinking and how it's learning because it's machine learning, right? Human versus machine. That's another theme that comes
That's
up.
what it was.
Like, so should we have the mindset that, okay, even right now, that we need to be fighting against this machine or working alongside this machine? I believe that was a theme throughout the whole entire movie, especially with the Atlas character. Survival and resistance. I'm a big dystopian type of movie guy. I like dystopian type of movies like Divergent, like a few things that are kind of
Yeah.
futuristic stuff like that, because it makes me think of, man, what could really this world come to if something happened, and how do we survive and deal within that climate. Now, moral complexity of war, which is another thing as well, that is a general kind of complexity. I'm not to go too deep on it, but we could see things that are happening right now in the world, in the Middle East and other places. Even my home country of Guyana, they have an impending issue with a neighboring country because oil was discovered there. So there's always complexities
Mm.
that deal with war or rumors of war, and the collaboration and unity in regard to technology and us as humankind. How can we collaborate more and be united as a people when it comes to the use of technology, and also making sure, going back to that first thing, is being ethical in how we use technology for the advancement of humankind. Let me go to the comment section here, because I have OTTO says, hearing Trey talk about this reminds me of Lucy a little bit. I haven't seen that
Hey,
movie either. Have you seen Lucy,
oh
the movie?
man, what? Yeah, Lucy. I will say Lucy is one of my, like. Hey, I can check out Lucy anytime, man.
Mm.
They did a great job with that one. Um, around medicine, right? And the effects, if you were able to tap into 100% of your brain, like what are some of the things that could happen?
Yes, I remember.
Um,
I actually
you
did see
know,
Lucy. I
yeah,
did forgot the
Lucy,
name of it.
Lucy was pretty solid, man.
The
But yeah,
actress was
it's
what's her name from
a girl, Scar Joe.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson.
Johansson.
That was a
Hmm.
cool movie because she was
Yeah,
starting to do all sorts of stuff, and then I
it
won't
started to
spoil
get
it.
crazy, man. You
Yeah, I
know,
can't spoil the
it
movie, but
started to get a little crazy, but you start tapping into stuff that you had no clue you even knew. Um,
yeah.
could be good or bad. But yeah, I think it's not the same on that
Mm,
side. Like I said, they're dealing more with the robots. Basically, like you said, human versus AI, and pretty much the reason that the character Atlas was so adamant against using the machines is because, like I said, she grew up with the main um, enemy.
yeah.
And what happened was he tricked her into giving him full access.
Mm,
And once that happened, everything changed from there. So I will say the production value on that joint was crazy. Like they did a good
okay.
job there for sure. For what they have access to now, they did a pretty good job there. But yeah, it dives more into what Sam Altman, the guy over the CEO of
ChatGPT, OpenAI.
ChatGPT, OpenAI,
Yep.
how he talks about the humanoids, like that
Mm-hmm.
type of AI. It taps more into that side. So,
Yeah.
iRobot was more on the robot side. This is more on the, hey, it looks like us.
Skin. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like us.
Yeah, and that's gonna be an interesting time of our history. I don't know how far away we're from that. I feel like
Right.
we're far away from that, but at the same time,
Me too.
things that happened years ago are happening now that I was like, oh wait, or things that I thought would take years to happen are happening sooner than later. So you never
Yeah,
really know. You
getting
never
your
really
getting
know.
your groceries dropped off by
Drones.
drone. Here, they're doing that here in DFW. So
Yeah,
I don't know if it's anywhere else, but
yeah.
Walmart order pickups.
They ain't doing that in New York. That drone becomes somebody's pet very quick.
Godly.
Maybe New Jersey, but in certain parts. Uh, but that's still a rough one. Listen, y'all, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. If you're gonna watch the movie, if you're gonna drop the movie, if you gotta think about whether you're gonna watch the movie. I'm interested in watching it because of just the nature of what it's talking about. But I want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts. So put it in the comment section below. And like always, the link is pinned on mine, but I'm going to drop it so that both people can have it and see it. But yes, call into the show if you would like to do so. Let us know your thoughts, what is going on in regards to any of the topics that we talked about. Even if we pass the topic, go ahead and let us. You want to go back and talk about it? We could talk about it. Yeah, I got a something actually from Tech Coach Ralph here and from OTTO that I'm gonna go back to. He says, "Oh, I worked at a dog track for like a week, getting the dogs on and off the track when I was 16 years old." I was like, "That's kind of
Mm.
fun." I mean, chasing dogs, right? Maybe it was stressful,
You ain't no, you ain't chasing them.
and they chasing you.
Nah,
Run,
nah,
Forrest, run.
nah. They probably super fast though. I don't. Hopefully, you don't got to chase them. You'll never catch it. At the dog track, the race dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be hard to catch them.
maybe you have a doggy treat. And you're like, "Hey, come on in, buddy," and they're like,
That
"Okay,
might
cool."
work.
Yeah, I gotta find out more details about that job. That seems like it's a very good workout.
he said
Uh,
he said they stink though. He said those greyhounds stink.
the terrible, terrible, not even terrible, terrible. Oh man, another unusual job: Walmart drone delivery pilot. That must be fun though. I'm not gonna lie. You just sitting back, and you just like let's like a video game
Yeah,
almost.
man.
Let's get the groceries. Oh, the groceries fell.
Oh
The
no.
groceries fell. That would be a problem. I just lost my job. Groceries fell.
Yeah,
Oh man.
groceries falling in somebody else's yard, and then they think it's a blessing.
Look the Lord. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. Thank the Lord we got something to eat. And then
Yeah.
somebody got fired. Oh man. Well, we're not gonna get fired. We're gonna actually get hired. We go to these tech job conferences and these tech events. And so this is what you know and what I know as the bulletin board family. We're going to be talking about the new and improved dates that they have here. And again, like always, this is powered by Black Tech Global, your premier directory for upcoming tech events. So definitely take out Black Tech pack that Black Tech Global for more. BlackTechGlobal.com. So I'm going to run through these real quickly. I actually have them all laid out here for us to consume. And this will be a quick segment. I'm not going to take too long. I'm not going to be with you long, like the pastors say, but I'm going to let you able to see what's going on here. All right. So we
Let
got
me
the
move
found.
on unless I hold you too long.
Unless I hold you too long. All right. So this is actually tomorrow. This is going to be in New York, the Bronx. 6:30 p.m. is actually BIT, I believe. The Bronx Tech Hub. That's happening. It's going to be from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can definitely check it out. The entire agenda is here. You can register that for that as well, and that is the beautiful price of $0 for this event, Founders Journey New York. This is happening this week in Tech Week. If you are aware, this is Tech Week, so definitely check that out. Then we have an event called Black Girls in Cyber. Upcoming events is the conference that they have. It's going to be in San Francisco from May 6th to 9th. And this is going to be happening, this week. This week. And so you definitely want to check that out. The conference itself is roughly around $150 to be in Atlanta, Georgia from June 6th to 9th. But definitely check that out if you are interested in being a part of that event. Now we have the Like-Minded Connect. The Like-Minded Connect is about $20 to $40. It's going to be Friday, June 7th, around 6 to 10 p.m. in Philly at the Roar. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, definitely check out that event for yourself. The Like-Minded Connect. It's a great way to connect with people that are like-minded to you. It's more for in a business sense. So, but definitely check out what they have happened before. As you can see from the footage here, a lot of people that do come out to that event are looking to connect with others. So if you're looking to connect and network, that might be the event for you. And then moving along, we have the conference, the Black Belt Conference. The sale actually ended, but I'm just letting you know for next year about this one. This actually is a conference. I had Sierra on my channel. She shared a bit about it. It's literally like, man, if you could be there and you're a guy and you want to get pampered and you want to get taken care of, but also educated and informed of what's going on, that is a conference for you. So definitely check that out for next year. And then we also have the fourth annual North Texas Black Tech Symposium. That's actually something that you can register for free for. And that is happening. And it's virtual actually for the Black Tech Symposium, but it's June 11th to the 13th. And that's something that you can register again right there for free on the website. So that's a good thing. And it's going to be having the MC Chris Beasley, an award-winning national comedian who performs as just Chris Beasley. And you can check out some of his entertainment right there. And there's other things that are going on. We have Shannon Proverbs, the hostess, and a few others that'll be in the building for you to check out. So definitely, if you want to look into that, check that out in the North Texas area. But it's really virtual, so you're pretty good. Then in regards to the last event, you may have heard this one before. It's called Render ATL 2024 is happening. This is going to be an event, tech conference expo, and they say a music festival as well. So you must attend an event for if you're looking at AI, if you're looking at DevOps, QA. This is more on the technical side of tech. Listen, but this is good. A lot of people have participated in this and enjoyed it, as you can see from the footage here. Very engaging, a lot going on. It is, as you can see, they put a lot of money, so they're asking for a lot of money, about $700 to start. So if that's something that you're interested in and being a part of, you could go and check out Render ATL. Shannon Sharp is going to be the keynote speaker for that. So if you are in the Atlanta area, you can check out the guests, others that are going to be there as well. So, yep, if that's for you, definitely check that out. And that is it for the bulletin board. Again, powered by Black Tech Global, your premier source for tech events. Thank you for tuning in with us and rocking with us. We appreciate you doing that. If you have not already, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with others, so that way we can share the good news of what we're doing. All right. And speaking of good news, we may have some not so good news
Yeah.
compared to those
Let's
people that are Ticketmaster customers. Go
yeah,
ahead,
so
brother.
let's just say, hey, you was just talking about tickets being on sale, right? That's what you
Yeah.
were just talking about. Well, normally tickets being on sale for Ticketmaster is a good thing. But this time, 560 million Ticketmaster customers were on sale.
Mm.
Their information. So yeah, basically data allegedly belonging to 560 million Ticketmaster customers has been on sale all week, last week, and the company stayed
Ooh,
silent until Friday night, and the company being Ticketmaster. Okay,
yikes.
Live Nation confirmed that a massive Ticketmaster data breach that, like I said, affected about 560 million customers had been going on. And basically, the data containing the personal details, credit card information of these customers has been on sale in hacking forums. Okay, Live Nation, they took 11 days to publicly announce that all that information had been breached after unauthorized activity was identified back on May 20th of this year. The threat actor named Shiny Hunters offered the data for $500,000 on the dark web. So you got 560 million customers information for $500,000. That's one of those. Hey, I need to do a quick sell type, because that sound like
Easily.
some, like they could have broke that off and got some major cash. But anyway, Live Nation is cooperating with law enforcement and authorities to mitigate the risk and investigate that breach. The breach is not expected to have a material impact on Live Nation's business operations, according to company executives. Yeah, I bet it's not. Yeah, I bet y'all move on like nothing happened. It's the customer's
People.
information that's going to have you know some impact, possibly. Anyways, do y'all think large breaches like this will continue to get worse as time goes on, or are they going to really figure out how to just keep it on a small scale? The ones that we don't hear about. But that's 560 million people's information, so
That's a
obviously
lot.
they had to put that one out. But yeah, man, what y'all think? What you thinking, Joseph, on this one, man? This is a
Man,
lot.
I was thinking like there's a gap in the market. If there's not a remedy for this, somebody needs to start working on creating a remedy. Whether it's like, okay, I'm going to change it all. From now on, we're not using like this. There's a key, a virtual key that you have through our business that you can use for X, Y, and Z. It's somewhat encrypted that you can use to log in for this, log in for this, log in for this. Because truth be told, a lot of us don't even know how the extent of it. I mean, those are in tech and that have been doing time, they know that's probably where their data is. But if you don't have a good uh insurance or whatever the case may be, like there's a ethos, I believe it's called. Is it ethos? It's one of those services out there that would
Mm,
basically scrub the entire web making sure. And we're not sponsored by them, but if they want to sponsor us, hey, we're here. But
Come on through.
come on through. But basically, like services like that need to be more in the forefront of like, hey, listen, we'll scrub the entire web. Not only will we find it, we'll erase information, protect you that way. I think there's going to be a rise in services like that because there's going to have to be some protection. It's not going to be when you find out that you just bought a car or you spent a bunch of money at a store that you have no connection with. They're gonna need to people gonna be more proactive versus reactive to this. And so that's the first thing I thought about. Like who has found this gap in the market and who is now trying to, for a lack of a better word, who is actually trying to make a profit off of this particular issue because this has happened in the Vegas thing we covered, Ticketmaster now. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. But yeah, let me go to the person that decided to hop on. We have OTTO in the building. What up, brother? Welcome to the show.
Peace and
What's going
blessings,
on?
man. Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings.
Peace and
Man, what you
blessings. What are
thinking,
your
man?
thoughts?
My thing is, as long as these companies keep treating cybersecurity and all their stuff like a second class citizen, it's going to continue to happen until they start tightening up, start getting these things in place, start getting more people in place to do testing and stuff like that. It's going to keep happening, bro. Like they're not going to stop. These bad guys are seeing profit. They hacking everything from the government to medical practices to everything and seeing profit. There's no incentive for them to stop anytime soon. So to me, until they start taking the security more serious, start encrypting things better, like you said, coming up with digital keys and things like that, it's just gonna keep happening, bro.
I agree. Let me go to the comment section because
I'm with
Tech
you.
Coach Ralph says something interesting right here. He says, and Mitch as well. He said those services help more on the individual basis, though. It's just a new game of cops and robbers. So I think what Tech Coach Ralph is saying is to make a more systemic change that affects everybody from the corporations to the individuals versus just the individuals putting a band-aid on a bullet wound, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so I hear that. And then Mitch also said, I think most companies have breaches. It just goes that it just doesn't get talked about or not. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I spoke on, man. It's like I'm talking about the big ones. Are we
yeah,
gonna keep seeing big ones that have to hit the news? Because obviously we know they getting breached almost every day probably. But we just don't hear about most of them because they're not large enough. But obviously you can't hide 560 million. Like that's just ridiculous.
that's a lot. That's a lot. It made me figure. I mean, I was asking myself, do I have a Ticketmaster account? I need to double check.
Exactly. I know I do. I need to check it as well.
I'm
I
like,
went to a concert last year, I think.
I think I have StubHub. I'm like, let me just make sure. But yeah, all jokes aside, like this is very serious, you know. And OTTO, you're right. Like, if there's not a systemic change, we're gonna have the same issues again and again.
Like I said, I don't know if it'll ever be able to stop per se, but like I said, they need to start looking at different ways to mitigate the risk. And also, I mean, I know nobody wants to talk about it, but like, why wait? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you know the information, like, get it out there so people can prepare. I mean, I know you
Or
don't want
do
to look
something.
bad, right? Like, I know you don't want to look bad in the public, and you worried about your shareholders, but what good is it? You know what I'm saying? If you everybody finds out late, and now the information is already compromised. What if you say something at the very beginning, and people know? All right, now I can run to Nexus, Lexus, and some of these other, credit companies and go ahead and lock my stuff down. Like if I know ahead of
Yeah,
time,
Mm-hmm.
I can start hitting people like, "Oh, look, I'm locking everything down. I ain't running no credit. I ain't doing nothing." You know what I mean? But you wait until the last minute to tell somebody something. Now all the information's already out there, and now you already got 4 or 5 charges on your credit that you don't even know about yet because it ain't hit yet. You
Literally.
know what I mean? So
it's
Literally.
that
pending.
Yep.
right. Yeah, so that's my thing. Like, bro, once it happens, just put it out there. Just let the people know. So that way, I'm saying, the people who are proactive can go ahead and start locking stuff down and start, going about it proactively to try to mitigate, as much damage as can be done. That'd be my take on it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's real, and that's kind of what Mitch was asking. He said so 560 million people from May 20th to now, and yeah, so it says they found out like the unauthorized activity was found out on May 20th, and it took them 11 days to publicly acknowledge the breach. So it took them 11 days just to say something like, "Yo, anything could have happened in 11 days."
Yeah,
Like a whole
Shiny
lot.
been eating. Shiny been eating
Yeah.
on that data, bro. Like you said, that's a
Well,
quick pump and dump. Look,
yeah,
500
man.
bands. Let me get 500 bands for this 500. Five all that millions. Let me go ahead and get 500 bands so I can get up out of here real
It's
quick before
crazy.
anybody catches
It's crazy, man.
it.
Mhm.
That's a quick pump and dump. Yeah, real
Yeah,
quick.
because I know he could cut that up like some good dope
Yeah, of course, bro.
and really
Yeah,
made some crazy nuggets. But he probably was like, "Oh snap! I just came up on. Let me go ahead and get this up off me." So
yeah, right.
500,000
Yeah,
is
I
crazy.
got
Half a
560
billion.
million.
Jeez.
My bad, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I said over half a billion. That's all I was saying. Like half a
Right.
billion.
Like I said, you got 560 million. Yeah, let me go ahead and get 120 mil. And y'all can go ahead and have this. But no, the fact that he just asked, or they're just asking for 500,000, yeah, they trying to hurry up and offload that real quick. Like before somebody
Hmm.
figures this out, before they catch on that it's gone, let me go ahead and get rid of it and get my money, because that way I ain't got to worry about nobody coming after me.
Stuff is crazy, man.
My next question
Oh,
is,
you muted, Joseph.
No,
Oh,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
brother.
go
Go.
ahead.
uh,
Yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say, my next question is, are we gonna see a trend? Because remember what we talked about months ago with Change Healthcare, how the government
Hmm.
stepped in and offered, what was it, 10 million bounty for, whoever took that. That one was, we're gonna
That
have a
is true.
trend where is the government gonna step in again on this? Like, all right, whoever took that 560 million, we're gonna offer a reward for that too. They're gonna come in and offer something for that too. That's my next thing I want to see what's gonna happen. Is the US government gonna step in for this as well?
Mm,
Exactly.
mm. Good
Exactly.
question.
And they probably
I remember
will.
that conversation that we had about that last time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh man, I remember that conversation. But let me ask you this question because Tech Coach Rap brought it up here.
Oh,
Trey, he
uh-huh.
says, "Did they say what kind of data was stolen?" I don't think they said that.
Yeah.
Did they?
No, they did. Yeah,
Okay,
they
good.
let people know. It said data containing personal details and credit card information
So basically,
from
the whole,
Ticketmaster customers.
the whole kit and caboodle right there. They have all they
Yeah,
need.
everything they need has been on
Right.
sale in the hacking forums.
Right.
Wow, wow. So they did tell them the details of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, this is reminding me like double check what my identity theft insurance covers, as well as just kind of just making sure like, listen, because it's getting rampant, and it's a little bit of the wild wild west right now in this area,
Hmm.
in my opinion. Like we said, sometimes the government steps in, sometimes they don't. So we will have to see what that looks like. But to protect ourselves, kind of going back to the point we were talking about earlier with Tech Coach Ralph, that's the case. And Mitch said it too. People will still buy off Ticketmaster though, in spite of the breach,
Yeah.
especially if those that
That's
don't
why
really know what's going on.
bro, especially like you said, those who don't know what's going on, and that's why you gotta, man. Sometimes you gotta just read what they saying. Like they know that uh people gonna still buy. That's why they say, hey, if they're not expected to have a material impact on Live Nation's business, according to company executives. They know they're still going to get the tickets today. Like there's people who have been like they found out about the stuff today, right? It's Monday. They found out about the information from Friday, and they're still going to get on and buy some tickets tomorrow or whatever. So they know that it's not gonna affect nothing they got going on.
Yeah,
Right.
so this is and then Tech Coach Ralph asks as well, like the severity of it in another question here. The severity is there. The severity is there. Because if they have personal information, I'm assuming they need to have the address that the card is connected to. Most people use their home addresses for their cards. Um, Credit card, debit card. Not a lot of people are saying, "Hey, this is my business account, whatever." To make these, because these purchases are more personal. Ticketmaster is more sometimes a personal purchase, depending on the event. Like if it's a corporate event, you guys are getting a suite, put it on the card, company card. But a lot of times when it comes to these events, it's a lot of your regular folks that are buying these tickets. So they got all that. The severity is definitely there, especially if it's been around. So May 20th, yeah, that's quite some time. So um, they'll just do better now. Hopefully, do better now. He also mentioned that I remember T-Mobile breaches credit bureau, etc. from 10 years ago. Remember 20 years ago, people at the gas station offering to fill your tank up with stolen credit cards. I remember those too, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good."
20 years ago, they still doing
Dude,
that. 15,
yesterday.
15, 20 minutes down the road from where I'm at, where I am right now.
Yeah.
Still walking up to the neighborhood that I grew up in. They are still walking up to your car. Hey man, you got any cash? I'll switch it for this. At first, I ain't gonna cap. When I was in high school and had my first car, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, oh man, these people are good out here. That's
They're so
crazy.
generous.
Naive, man. Didn't know. I obviously wasn't doing it because I don't know what y'all got going on. But I remember thinking that kind of stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy out here.
Yeah, man. But y'all, let's continue to know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And thank you, OTTO, for stopping by on the show. We appreciate it. You're always out adding value, so definitely appreciate you stopping
For
by, brother.
sure.
Of course, my brother. I
Appreciate you, bro.
appreciate y'all, man. Only other thing I want to say, at the bare minimum, man, they at least need to give people, like, saying, some credit monitoring for, for a little bit of time, man, just to
Yep.
try to help things, man. Because I mean,
Yeah.
even Equifax, when Equifax had a breach, they gave everybody free credit monitoring for a year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So at the
If you
least,
smart.
right, at the least, that's the least they need to do is like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? If my bad, it was our fault, we're gonna give
Mm.
y'all free credit monitoring for a year. You know what I'm saying? Just because we fumbled the bag.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me ask y'all something. What do you think about the idea of a company, if they don't have one already, coming to these companies and saying, "Hey, we will provide a level of service like Ethos or whatever these places are, where if something happens, there's like an insurance that we provide to your people that you buy. It shows that first of all they sign up for this. It's a part of the terms and conditions. It'll raise their ticket prices up by a little bit, but it kind of shows that the company is proactive versus reactive, and that there's this added level of quote unquote layer of protection. Is that something that is already happening? Do you think like that'll become the new trend where now the companies are being offered these services for their customers through a third party? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I was just thinking about that out loud. I was like, hey, maybe that might be a gap where somebody could kind of come in and say, hey, we'll just do it like that. I wouldn't want the liability as a third party company. Okay.
That's what I was just thinking. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know. That's maybe if it's like I don't know. It possibly could work, but I think most of them would have that thought right there.
Mm, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I wouldn't want the liability, but I think what's gonna happen if we keep having issues and they start getting wind of it, I think it might become something that is forced to do. Just like I forgot what episode it was now. You guys were talking and Ty was on here and we're talking
Mm,
about, what I'm saying, with new businesses and how there's going to be certain requirements, what I'm saying, after so long for new businesses, they have to have like all these cybersecurity initiatives in place. So like, yeah, I think that it's probably going to be something that's going to be enforced later on down the road. We keep having all these hacks and all these attacks. They're going to start getting to something where like, look, y'all going to have to come up with something because there's too many people getting information leaked out too many times. You're going to have a game plan of what are you going to do to protect people from this happening. I think that's going to have to end up coming down the road. I think that's what's going to be on one of these politicians' initiatives is, yeah, I'm going to force these companies to do better to protect everybody's, personal information and this and that. That's going to be somebody's angle for one of these campaigns one of these
Mm-hmm.
elections. I see it coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's always the same, and then they forget about it until like 4
Right,
years later after they got
right.
elected. Oh yeah, we're supposed to do that thing. Re-election is here. Let's try it again. Um, yeah, no,
They bring it up again.
that's the cycle
Right.
again. Yeah, cycle, the cycle cycles. But yeah, but thank you, man.
Yep.
OTTO,
All right,
definitely
brothers.
appreciate it, brothers.
Yep. Always,
Thank you.
brothers. Later.
Later.
All right
No,
now.
that's a great point. I mean, hey, now's a good time to get into cybersecurity, and you might want to get a degree in that because the weight of cybersecurity degrees or college degrees in general has been a debate. You know, some people were saying, "Hey, listen, don't go to college anymore. It's all done and over with." But is it really done and over with? You know, does the college degree still hold weight? And I think that there's people on this chat who may agree. I think it definitely agrees, especially when it comes to the what you're looking to do. But yeah, does a college degree still hold weight? And I think it definitely does. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because as of 2024, there are some distinctions that you want to make in regards to this topic. So if anybody wants to jump on the call, the line is there. Definitely let me know. Before I get into this, though, Coach Rao says for some reason a lot of people who want to do cybersecurity don't want to learn code, and you definitely need to learn code if you want to do cybersecurity. So that's what
Possibly.
it is. Cyber is good field, but so much you have to do to get in it. Yep, that's true. That is absolutely true from what I've learned. I'm not in it, but I've learned that as well. But this segment is going to be a good one for those that want to get into it. Maybe you should consider getting a degree in it as well, even though, as we know, uh, it's just such a fast-paced world that 4 years might be too long. So there may be a hybrid model. But the research that I've done recently regarding college degrees, it says improving a couple of things that are helping people right now in the current job market for college graduates is that they're improving the job market, which means the job market for college graduates have been gradually improving with economic and recovery post-pandemic. Many industries are resuming hiring and expanding their workforce. So college degrees, you guys have it, stand out. It's in high demand in certain sectors, and we just talked about it. Technology being one, obviously healthcare, doctors and nurses, y'all have to be certified to operate on people and to work around people in the healthcare facility.
Yes.
Finance as well, believe it or not, are experiencing high demands for graduates. These fields are rapidly growing and often offer competitive salaries and benefits, but finance makes sense as well. Having an MBA, having a degree definitely stands out. There's still challenges that remain, though. Despite the improvements, challenges still persist where many graduates face stiff competition, underemployment, that's a big one, or the need to accept positions outside their field of study. Have we all experienced that in some point of our lives? If not, but importance of skills and internship, right? This is where things are changing, where employers are placing a strong emphasis on practical skills and relevant experience alongside that degree. So internships, co-op programs, practical projects, which is something Tech Coach Ralph preaches, is creating projects. That is something that will help enhance people. Now, one of the things that we're saying is when it comes to remote work opportunities, a rise of remote work has broadened opportunities for graduates. Many companies are offering flexible work arrangements, hybrid, allowing graduates to work from anywhere, which can also impact job availability and satisfaction. So, I mean, that's the only part of this that was kind of like, are there still a lot more remote work opportunities out there? There's still some, but I feel like the right now the standard is almost becoming hybrid for multiple reasons. Um, Networking and job searches. This is why we always post about different events that are happening. Effective networking and leveraging online job platforms and a professional social media presence are critical for job search success. LinkedIn people. Graduates are encouraged to build a professional connection and utilize career services offered by their educational institutions. So we talked about LinkedIn, but also inside these colleges and universities, the networking that are there, as we know for years, is a potent network, right? Especially if it's one that has a reputable alumni, it's definitely a place to check out. And also, last thing, economic factors. Broader economic factors, including government policies, inflation, and global economic conditions, continue to influence the job market. Graduates need to stay informed about these factors as they can impact hiring trends and salary expectations. Now, that was from CNN, the Bureau of Labor Statistics as well. I'm just kind of gathering that information there. But let me go to the comment section. and then I'm gonna let you respond to this, brother, as well.
Yeah.
It all depends on the degree, and I agree. It depends on the degree and how you get it. I like the programs right now that are coming, that are emerging, that are a mixture of tech boot camp and degrees, and they're not as long as they traditionally were. Like those institutions that are creating these kind of hybrid models, I think those, and this is my personal opinion, it's just me, but I think that those are the ones that are actually seeing the future and saying, "Hey, we kind of have to match what the
Yes.
market is looking for. We don't have to keep people in here for 4 years because we want money. What can we do to get get the money that we need, but also provide a path that actually makes sense? You know, 4 years down the road
And if they
with
want to
this,
stay around,
yeah, yeah, exactly. If they want to
like
stay around,
it's a lot of colleges closing down, bro, because people are choosing not to go like that, and so
hmm
so yeah, if you want to stay around as a college, yeah, you better start adding some of those hybrid models or like different setups.
yeah, yeah, and I totally agree with that. I totally agree. I think that and this is for anybody who wants to jump on the phone and call in. I think that that's something that's going to change because my college that turned into a university shut down. Like it like turned to university, was
Wow.
there for like a year or two, and then and we knew the finances were the issue, and it shut down. So it's a very real
Yeah.
thing, especially for private institutions. And I'm gonna go to Mitch's comment in a few, but Tech Coach Ralph says not as
Well,
much
yeah,
remote
like
work with those who are new to the field. And then also, someone told me once that they would manifest a remote job. It's okay. If you want to
you
rub
gonna
that
do
lamp
that.
and call for the genie, let's see. But Mitch made a good point. Does everyone know that there was always remote work? It was just never put out there like it's been since the pandemic, and that is true. Especially in the tech field, I've known people that have worked remotely for years. This is like in the 90s. This is in the 2000s, and what they were like, kind of tech coach Ralph said, they were experienced in the field. They were a manager. They were like
Yeah.
a higher level where they've been there for a while, and the work that they were doing didn't require them to necessarily be inside the particular building. So, but yeah, I'm going to digress and let you talk a little, brother, and get your thoughts on it.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, when it comes to degrees, I'm just like everybody else as what they were saying in the comments, man. Like, if you're going after something that requires that, yeah, you better have your butt in somebody's college, and you better be making good grades, right? Like, if it's necessary. But if it's not, then maybe you might be. I'm not saying you are, but you might be wasting time and money by going if there is a different route that may be faster, that may be more efficient, um you may be wasting money. Like if you could go to somewhere else, get the education that you need, and then be able to network with people who are already in the field after you've gotten that information, or while you're getting that information, that could be a different route than going 4 years. And let's be honest, a lot of people aren't there for what they're supposed to be there for. So
Yeah,
now, you started, and what was supposed to be 4 years turns into 6, 8, or whatever the case may be, because you get there and do business. You went there and you did a little business, a lot of fun, or whatever. Or maybe you just switched up your major 5, 6 times because you were 18 and you didn't really know what you wanted to get into. You didn't really
mm,
sit down with yourself and try and figure out, what do I want to do, or what can I see myself being and doing,
yeah.
and then going after that. So I don't know. There's a lot of different factors when it comes to that. What I will say, somebody said I'm muted.
Oh, I can hear you.
Am I muted, bro? Oh,
Is it
okay,
muted for real?
okay. I don't know. Look, we'll find out. Oh no, so other people are commenting that
Okay.
I'm still on, or that they're hearing me. But yeah, yeah. So I don't know, bro. It's one of those things. Over time, even though all the numbers show, right, but people will still choose college because there is the world, well, not the world, but there will have to be a major shift in the minds of majority of people for it to really change like that. I think over time we're just gonna have small incremental change for people. I don't know why I looked down at that comment, bro. I'll try to think. I can't think anymore. I think over time we'll see people, maybe making that switch or telling their kids. Like I know for me, I didn't know, and I didn't realize until I was almost getting ready to leave. Right, like I got accepted into a few of them. U of H, all these, a few of them, and then I found out about like, oh, because I didn't really want to go, but you got family, you got friends, like you graduate at a certain level, like people just expect it, certain percentage of the class. So I was looking, but ultimately, bro, I found out like, oh, wait, the first 2 years of college is the same everywhere, no matter where you go. So you might as
Yeah.
well go to the community college, get that, save thousands, and then go get the final 2 years at wherever you really want to go or whatever. That's an option. Most people won't take it because it don't sound sexy. Like, no, you could do that and then graduate from wherever you want to graduate, and you still graduated from said college, Duke University, Texas Tech, whatever it is. Like you still can, and that still will be good, but it don't sound sexy, and it's all about what it looks like, perceived value or whatever. Personally, I don't care about none of that. Like, what's gonna get the job done?
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to go out on a limb in certain spaces, and then I'm off. Then I'm done. In certain spaces, I'd rather pay somebody 5, 10,000 that is in the field doing that exact thing, learning from them, getting the exact stuff I need to know, and then going in the field because they're doing it real time, and they're getting like you know exactly what you need to do, than to go that route. But it just depends on what it is, because you can't do that as no doctor, can't do that as no nurse. You're not about to be operating on nobody without that degree and without knowing what you need to know. So, anyways, that's my soapbox on that, bro.
And if you do, that's a lawsuit.
And we saying that too, with all them what the BBLs and the uh and the injections. Yeah, at the house doing getting caught up at the house. It's happening.
It's happening. It is happening again. I tell you that. I'm gonna go to the comment section because that's why I was smiling a couple of times. Because
Oh
Technical
yeah,
Ralph said,
yeah,
"Don't,
man.
don't worry, we'll forgive the student loans. Go to school. It's okay."
Yeah,
But and then
yeah.
also OTTO said a good point about course careers. That's why Troy is looking to buy up colleges. He said he's looking to buy up colleges, and you can talk about this more than I
Because they're
can, but
closing.
they're closing. They're closing, and he's like, okay,
Yeah,
if you want to go to college for fun, I can provide that experience. But if you want to go and get education for a reasonable price, I can provide that experience as well. So I'm going to combine both of those efforts into one
yeah.
product.
That's literally it.
And then OTTO got hacked. He needs
Yeah,
that
that was
insurance,
hilarious.
and
That was
he's like,
hilarious.
nope. It's like I froze on my way walking in the building. So, but that's so funny. But it's so true. Okay. I graduated from this fancy college. Where do you work? Bagel shop. It's so true.
Bro,
It's so true.
every day. Every day.
Every day when you're walking
You
down the
you know,
street,
you in the
everybody lets
coffee
you meet.
shop, rub it like, because I'm in there, right? I'm working out of there sometimes, and yeah, you got on the uh University of Texas sweatshirt, and you wiping down that table. You wiping it off for the next person to come in. Now, not saying
Yeah,
there's anything wrong with that, but what I'm saying
yeah,
is like that's it's way more often than we think.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just wild that people do talk about it, but we continue to do the same things, and we're gonna continue to get the same results.
The change gonna come. A change gonna come. Ori says most students are influenced by their parents. Being it's all about attending prestigious colleges and universities. And also, I would say I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think it's that pressure plus where are my friends going? What are my peers doing? And if their peers are following what their parents are saying and saying, "Hey, I need to go to a college to to you know to be with my friends, have fun, party with them, but at the same time, I got to be obedient to my parents because they're paying for this thing." It's just a lose-lose situation, in my opinion. I'm not saying again, we're not saying that you should not go to college. We both went to college. I
Mm.
would advocate for college as well, depending on what it is that
Oh
you're
wait,
going for.
but no, we're gonna have to insert. tech coach route for me. I went, but it was like a semester, and then I went
Yeah.
again later on, and that didn't work either. It's just not for me. Right? I
Yeah.
had to go a different route. Like I realized it
Yeah.
early. Like,
The tech coach Rob said, "I'll say it. If you paid $100K for your degree, you shouldn't be working at the bagel shop." I mean, hey, it's just a bad ROI, you know.
yeah,
So there's
you
nothing
could have
wrong to
did
say
that
that.
straight out of straight out of high school.
Yeah, yeah. Our oldest right now, he works at Jersey Mike's. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a degree,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing that part
Yeah,
time from school. And then Ori
straight
said, "Oh
out.
yes, where their friends are going and drop out after freshman year." Shake my head. It's so true. I remember there's somebody that I
Seen it.
knew of that went to community college in the city. Uh, they got it. They got the degree. I think they either paid it off, like it was like $5,000 for the whole 4 years, whatever. They either have it was their parents said, okay, you going to school, you going here, and I'm going to pay for it, but you going here, and they're like, okay,
That's me.
got a job right away, making better money than most people, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now I don't know where they are now, but that's
That's
basically
me.
just a lot.
There will be,
Yeah,
bro. There'll be stipulations on the money. Yo, if
absolutely.
you do this route, I got you. You do this route, I got you. Another
Yeah,
route, I don't know.
yeah, and I
That's a fair choice.
that's right. And the tech coach Ralph said you end up working for the owner who didn't go to college. That's true. That's true. They just
That
started really
is,
working.
in most cases, that is the case.
Yeah.
A
And you
and
know
B
what,
students working for the C.
Trey, you have a Wegmans by you? You have Wegmans in your area store?
No, we don't have those. I don't know what that is. We
Wegmans
have
is like
Jersey Mike's. Or is it a sub store? Like sub
it's
sandwiches?
it's like
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, then better than Jersey Mike's. Yeah. So yeah, we have Jersey Mike's. We have Firehouse subs. We have Subway, like that kind of thing. But no, I never heard of Wegmans.
Wegmans is like a supermarket where they have a food court, right? And I have both by me. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
tried their
Okay.
subs, so I can't say it's better than Jersey Mike's, especially because our oldest works there. I got to be careful what I say. But but
Yeah,
yeah,
Jersey
I'll
Mike's.
try it out one day. Yeah, Jersey Mike's is it for sure, for sure.
Yeah, it's solid.
Um, well, here's the thing: that boss that Trey is talking about, that owner. I hope that owner is not a psycho owner like this next person that we're going to talk about, because we're going to the one special that we could talk about, which is that brown box special, y'all. Uh,
Yes,
uh,
indeed.
do you want to take this one, Trey, or I can take it?
I got you. I got you. It says, I worked for a psycho lady who fired a woman while the woman was on vacation by certified letter. Woo, hey, she was serious about that. I could have stopped right there. That would have been enough. The only problem was the woman's apartment office signed for the letter and wasn't open on the Sunday that she returned from vacation. The woman came into work that Monday having no clue where everyone was looking or why everyone was looking so oddly. She was refired that afternoon. Same psycho boss promoted a guy into management on Monday afternoon, then fired him Tuesday morning. Uh, yo, that's crazy. I actually thought she meant, I thought she meant while the woman was on vacation, she sent the certified letter to like the vacation spot. I was like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But that's pretty wild, bro. Yeah, you can't be out here operating like that. That's unstable. I would have left. If I would have seen some mess like that, how you gonna promote a guy the Monday and then fire him Tuesday?
Tuesday morning.
I ain't got no hope.
At least tell me. At least tell me. I did it because of, well, they're gonna probably tell you this actually, but at least let
No.
it be known because of X, Y, and Z. He did something that we found out later was unforgivable. Right now, we got to let him go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just to be like, you know, I had a change. I didn't like my breakfast this morning. You're out of here. Like,
gone.
filet mignon last night. This morning, burnt toast and the eggs were not as scrambled as I liked it to. They were a little runny. You're gone. Oh man. I tell you, that's kind of crazy. We got Mitch laughing in the building as well. He said, "How do you get fired on your vacation, Craig?" Like that's
Yo, that's crazy.
that is crazy, man. But these are crazy stories
That
and
would have been
more.
worse.
It could have been worse, yeah. But these are the
Yeah.
stories that we love to chat about with y'all. So if y'all know any great stories, we're getting some great stuff from Reddit. That was from Reddit. But I'd love to hear some stuff that y'all have as well. Again, it doesn't have to be yourself. We don't want to incriminate you in case you are still under investigation. But if you know anybody that is currently or heard of any stories that you thought were like hilarious, go ahead. You can hit us up on LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn should be available in the chat below or in the description below. But if it's not, you could always hit us up and let us know via our channels as well. But thank y'all for rocking with us on another episode of Talk That Tech.
The number one tech morning show in the world. Yeah, we're gonna see y'all next week.
Peace and elbow grease, as they say. As I say. I don't know. I'm big stuff.